Welcome everybody. Let's see if we are live. I'm just gonna check for a minute here. Welcome everybody. If you're tuning into this Twitch stream, we are very happy that you're here. Really wonderful to have you. Great day to walk through our gallery, and we're excited to show you around. Just a quick tutorial for those of us that are joining Cryptovoxels for the first time. Space is to jump. WASD are keys to move around. If you hold down the shift button, then you will be able to run very quickly. And if you press the C button, you'll actually be able to see who you are and what you look like. And my name is Sam Brukhman. I'm the Business Development Manager. I am today Async. So go ahead and follow me through this process. One last feature that I should probably mention is that if you press F, you can actually start floating and you can kind of fly around. Now, this is the Async Art headquarters, designed by several of our team members. And Nate No Shot has been mostly working on this, and he's done a fantastic job. And so if you fly around, you can sort of take a look at what all of this looks like and just kind of explore a little bit. I do also want to mention a couple of things. We at Async have lots of really interesting artwork that is worth looking at. Our Async classics, it's, the original of what we have, and then some of our featured pieces that came a little bit later. These are all pieces that I encourage you to take a look at after the gallery showing, and just to check it out. They are very fascinating, and they really truly showcase the power of programmable medium, and that is a really, really amazing thing for us to look back on and remember as we continue to expand and grow, and get more views. Speaking of which, speaking of expanding and growing, I do just want to give a shout out to our team for the $2 million raise that just happened, that closed on Async. We're very proud of that. So, good stuff there. On that note, if you want to create an emoji or want to express excitement or love, then press G and you can showcase your emoji that way. Again, not required, but something that we love to see as we continue to expand. Thank you for that, Big Comic Art. And of course, if you love what we do and you love what you see, give us a subscribe on Twitch, give us a subscribe on Twitter and on social media, and we'll be very grateful. Folks, I really, before we get started on this gallery tour, I want to make sure that we give a huge shout out to Token Smart, to Rizzle, to Sandy Meows, and to Dragonate. They partnered with us this week on relatively short notice, and we're more than accommodating in terms of pointing Token Smart and Whip guests to come to our gallery viewing. So I just really want to give a big shout out to them. And, in Rizzle's own words, all hail Rizzle. So thank you to that team. Thank you to Token Smart, and welcome all of you watching from the Whip. Please do, the last thing that I'll just say before we get started is if you want to follow along with Cryptovoxels, in Cryptovoxels, and listen to the audio via Twitch, that is possible. We do have links on our Twitter, on our social media, and on Discord as well. So do tune in this way. Great to see you guys. Hexiosis, Big Comic Art, No Shot, and Anonymous, and I'm sure there are other people in the gallery. So welcome. And I'm sure that other people will sort of get started. We have had a pretty tremendously busy month, and I don't see that getting any less busy as we continue to sort of grow and expand. And this month's artwork is particularly interesting. I think you're going to find all sorts of different angles and interests here, but also, we're exploring this month this idea of gamified pieces that are ongoing within the community. Now, we've seen this happen before, but not with classical mediums like chess and poker and so on and so forth. So I think that you're going to really love what we have for you this month, and let's go ahead and get started. So if you'll walk with me through this door, boom. Do take a look at Async Classics and Featured Pieces, but we're going to go through this hallway here, past all of our featured pieces to the back, and we're going to walk up the stairs to the February auctions. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We are so excited. Holy moly, there are a lot of people here. Hello, Skyfly, lots of anonymouses. Paradox, holy moly. Wow, what an amazing turnout we have already. This is really, really wonderful. All right, folks, so let's get started. The first piece that we have here is called The Soul of Japan, Profound Tranquility or Modern Loneliness. This is by Tony Corsair, who is a multi-award-winning photographer that has basically been everywhere from, Japan to Italy, Europe, and particularly parts of Africa as well. This piece in particular is a continuation of his series of his sort of Wabi-Sabi series, and it's a triptych, much like his first piece. If you remember, those of you who saw his first piece, and if you haven't seen his first piece, I do encourage you to go to Async and check it out. His first piece is Wabi-Sabi, so it takes all of these very picturesque, symmetrical places and basically cuts into them imperfect ducks and mountains and buoys and boats to sort of show the beauty in imperfection. And this next piece is something that is very, very similar to that, in the sense that he asked this question of what is it about society? Does it create profound tranquility or modern loneliness? And he sort of talks about this idea of how Japanese society is so tied to business and so tied to doing the right thing and doing the work that needs to get done and honor and sort of focus, that in doing that we sort of lose the focus on humanity and lose the focus on human interaction. And so The Soul of Japan shows several different moments in time that Tony took over a period of a year that sort of showcase that idea, showcase the lack of human connection, or sometimes the human connection, and sort of intertwines these different photographs together and blends them together as we sort of go through. And you can take a look more on the Async website. There's a left side, a right side, and a center side that owners can sort of switch seamlessly between. Every scene sort of flows together into this wash of different scenes and different sort of compilations. So this is a really really fascinating piece. Really thrilled to have Tony back. And I do want to say that his several of his photographs on this work are actually award-winning. So if you go on his website and you check out his gallery, you can actually see which awards that he's won for these prizes, or for these photos, and it's really amazing and profound. The last thing that I will say is that the owner of this artwork not only gets the master image, which is the image as a whole, but also gets the layers, all three, the left, the right, and the center. And so it's sold as one big item. And in addition to that, after it is sold to the person that buys those three layers, or buys the master and the three layers packaged together, the owner will get to choose the three favorite layer compositions that he or she likes the most, and then a physical print will be printed and sent. Now, this isn't just any physical print that you delivered to your local FedEx or your local print shop. This is like museum grade quality carbon ink printing that is really the top of the top quality in terms of museum prints, and it's a one of one, and I believe it's actually going to be signed by Tony as well. So do take a look at this. It's a really cool piece. Check it out on the Async website. Now, as I sort of go through here and explain this, I do just want to bring your attention to the fact that you can click on these artworks, or I thought you could. Maybe you can't this time, but you can check these out on the Async Art website. And you can sort of play around with the layers and see the different configurations, so I encourage you to do that. On that note, folks, there's so many of you here today, and we're so thankful for that. If you like these pieces, we want to hear from you. Give us an emoji, give us a clap emoji or a love emoji as you to tell us which artworks you love the most. All right. So Tony Corsair, Soul of Japan, ending in 2 days. Please do. Holy moly, we got lots of loves, we got lots of claps. Thanks, guys. Really, really great. Really great. All right. So next piece. This is Bridget Bardo by Alex Moore. I personally met Alex Moore several months ago, and one of the things. Oh my God, I see so many people emojiing right now. This is amazing, guys. Thank you so much. And there are people across the entire way here. This is this is amazing. Really, really wonderful. Thanks for the follow, Objectivity. All right, so we got Bridget Bardo next, and this is by Alex Moore. I met Alex Moore actually in person several months ago. He sort of moves between New York and California, and he is a photographer. And actually, this is sort of an oxymoron because his medium is Polaroid photography. So he uses strictly Polaroids. And he sources his cameras from all over. And actually, when I was talking with him, I was sort of asking him what Polaroid cameras he uses, and he was saying he did mention that he has to use very specific Polaroid cameras that actually have glass lenses that allow the images to be of a higher quality than plastic lenses. And there are several companies now that have taken Polaroids, old Polaroid factories, refurbished them, and then actually, repurposed them and started creating Polaroid, the frames and the cameras and so on and so forth. And so his unique medium is Polaroid photography, and he is no stranger to sort of the traditional art field. He's sold his artwork to several high level collectors, and we sort of convinced him, or at least planted the seed in his head that he should perhaps consider the idea of tokenizing his work into an NFT, and here it is. And Bridget Bardo is super interesting. It's pretty simple in design. It is a photo of Bridget Bardo, which he did not take. However, the sunsets, the two Polaroids of the sunsets that you see on the bottom left corner and the second from the bottom right side are actually sunsets that he took in California. And so he kind of inserted that to sort of give this sort of ethereal sort of vibe, if you will. And the way that this piece works is that hour by hour the piece changes. It changes to different gradients and saturations, and so the idea behind it is that it almost becomes a clock of sorts, in the sense that there's a different saturation every hour on the hour, and so at night it becomes a little spicier. In the morning it's a little bit more pastel as the sun rises, and it's sort of like this reflective mood that continues on, and that we find all the time. Very interesting. One master. And one of the things that is super interesting is that the person who buys this piece will also get a physical, much like Tony Corsair. So the person gets a one-of-one physical work that is very interesting. It is exactly what it looks like, and you can actually see a photo of the physical work. The interesting part about that physical work is that he has created a secret saturation that is not found on the async artwork. That is only on the 1 of 1, which is very interesting. So do take a look at it. We did we did black and white it out so that it wouldn't give away the color. So that the person who buys this piece gets surprised when they see it. But do take a look at it. I believe we've already had several bids on this piece of music, and I think it's going to be really successful at auction this weekend. So do take a look, check it out, and continue following Alex Moore. The last thing that I will say is that this is his. I do believe that this is his first piece on the blockchain, and I think that this is cause for celebration. So thanks, guys. Thank you for all those emojis. Wonderful, wonderful. Let's keep moving on. Reclining Nude by Thedo and Daniela Doodles. It's interesting because at first glance, when you look at it, it just looks like a lot of geometric shapes. Although it is so much more than that. First of all, Thedo and Daniela Doodles are both South African. They're a South African duo, and they wanted to pay a tribute to the environment, to the colors and textures that inspired their sort of respective art styles. And in their own words, I'm just going to read this to you because this is super interesting. They said, "We thought of the humanity of our country, the richness, fertility, pride, her past and promising future. We approached the challenge of combining our different styles and cultural backgrounds by merging organic African lines and patterns with a traditional Western theme." So the different aspects and experiences of South Africa are explored through 3 figures, drawing inspiration from Venus of the Willendorf, Giorgione's Sleeping Venus, Magnus, Olympia, as well as the nude/clothed Maja, I think. And each layer takes geometric shapes and applies sort of different textures to them. I personally love this piece. I always talk with traditional art collectors, and one of the things that they always say is, well, digital art is it's not as powerful as physical art. You don't get the texture, and you don't get the feeling. You don't see the brush stroke. You don't see like the parts of the painting that are being done. And this piece is such a testament to the fact that you actually do get to see texture. And not only that, it's like it's very how do I say this? It's like very sensual in many ways, because your eyes like sort of feel these different connections and these different like sort of pieces of the work. And this is why I really particularly like this piece. It's really, really wonderful and really great. Thank you, Crypto Dream, for that follow. Really, really wonderful to have you part of the programmable art movement. Folks, I hope you love this piece as much as I do. Thank you, TegXT, I think it's called, for joining and following us. Guys, if you love this, give us an emote. I'm gonna clap because I think this is one of my favorites for this month for sure. So check it out, take a look at it, all of that stuff. So great stuff. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Moving forward to talk about Forever by Adam Martinakis. Now, I will say, so as the business development manager of Async, it's been a really interesting journey to sort of explore and find different artists. And I've had to do that in several different ways. I've done that sort of in person, talking with curators. I've done that through online means. I've scoured Instagram on hashtags. I've looked through online pages and websites, and Adam Martinakis in particular was one that I found on Instagram a couple of months ago, and he When I talked with him, he's like this super interesting guy. I asked him where he was located, and he mentioned Greece, and I have just like the most amazing memories of Greece, and particularly places like Crete and Capri, all these different places that in that general vicinity that are just amazing. All right, and when he submitted this piece, I was like, this is exactly why I got Adam Martinakis on this platform. I'm so glad that he's on here. So here's what it is. There are two chain links that we see. It's a female and a male, a lower ring and an upper ring. Each chain link is composed of a male and a female figure, which essentially symbolizes each couple's contribution to the bigger blockchain. They rotate around another couple, making the number 8, which is, not coincidentally, Adam Martinakis' favorite lucky number, as well as representing, the infinity symbol. So the artist gives layer owners the ability to change the textures of the human bodies and essentially affect the mood of the entire work. So, you can see different colors, different textures, from velvet to like this matte metallic texture. The owners will still be part of the endless chain, but can now have their own unique twist to it. So they can essentially, like, one of the rings can be, this texture, this matte metal texture. The other one can be sort of like this velvet texture. And you can also change the background. It's very aesthetically pleasing to me. And on that note, Adam Martinakis is really well known for his 3D human figure renders, and he's really truly been creating digital scenes since about 2000. And his works have several gallery exhibitions internationally. He's won countless numbers of awards, and he's been featured in the New York Times, Juxtapose, and a lot more publications. Now, folks, I just really want to say quickly that I really hope that none of you bid on this, because I really want this piece. So don't bid on it. Just kidding. Please do bid on it. I will perhaps outbid you, or maybe not, but I am really gunning for the master of this piece. I love it so much, and I really want I really want it. So bid on it, but don't bid on it. But absolutely, please do bid on it. It's a great piece of work. All right, moving on. So some of you may know my first language was Russian. I'm a first-generation American. My parents immigrated from the Soviet Union. But my first language was Russian. And I've never been back to the Soviet Union. Of course I've never been back to the Soviet Union. I've never been back to Russia. But I've always wanted to connect with that culture. And this piece in particular, Nikita Replianski's Crypto Gothic, is super interesting in that sense. It's very it's such an interesting and unique thing that we've just literally never encountered before. So let me try and explain it. A little bit. First of all, I do want to bring your attention to the TV screen on the left side, and if you click the image, you can actually play the video that he made to this artwork, and it is the most epic video I've ever seen, and deserves to be an NFT in and of itself. It is ridiculous. So do take a look at it when you can. My jaw was on the floor last night looking at this. It's I just wanted to buy the video along with the artwork. So check it out. Yeah, and it literally the entire team was what? How is this trailer happening? All right, so the minimum reserves on this async piece are used to cover the cost of producing and shipping an actual physical cyberpunk fashion item to the owner of the work. Only the highest bidders will win the NFT, as well as receive the customized physical item on February 20th. So that in and of itself is super interesting, but that's not even the beginning of this whole journey. So Nikita Replianski, who's also known as R66, he's a phygital artist based in Moscow. He creates both physical and digital art. And has been mostly known for his face accessories made with 3D printing and augmented reality. So here's the interesting part. His AR masks have been used as filters for millions of users, as well as dappled in physical prosthetics for the disabled. So in 2013, he worked with a 3D printed functional prosthetic hand. He called this direction, quote-unquote, cyber fashion art, and constantly explored how technology can interact or integrate with the human body. He really believes in a future in which prosthetics are not just like functional items. They're fashion statements as well. They're extensions of appendages that now become a piece of that person's identity and should reflect their personality as well. And the idea of customizability is illustrated within Crypto Gothic, in which you can see like a fictional Gothic character is now the idol, and layer owners can customize her to their liking. The artwork consists of 3 changeable layers and has 27 unique variations. So I do encourage you to go and look at the async artwork, but also go take a look at the blog post that you'll find at async.art. If you click on the auction ends in 3 days, do take a look at that because it's so interesting. Like you can see all of the different mask pieces that he's created. They're all so unique, all so different, and really, really wonderful. I see Anonymous here swinging back and forth. He or she must like it a lot. This piece a lot. So go ahead and check it out. It is so cool. Something that is so unique and so different. Guys, you're the best. Thanks again for tuning in, everybody. This is such a great turnout, and I am just like so happy with this. Really, really, really wonderful. So today, moving on. Today, I got an email from another artist who's just entering on our platform, not familiar with crypto as much as he possibly, or as much as you and I are, and he asked me. He was like, he screenshotted the word programmable hodlum and sent me an email and was like, "Is this a typo?" No, it's not a typo. Hodlum is very exactly correct. So what is so interesting is that Denise Biar is actually like one of our most prolific async artists. He's sold over 7 async masters in the time that he's been a part of our program or a part of our platform. And keep in mind, that's right, 3 of a kind player on the right mooning. Yes, absolutely. So keep in mind, folks, that like we've only been in existence. Next Thursday is our 1-year anniversary. And we've been in existence for a year. So to be able to mint and sell 6 of these or 7 of these ASIC masters is really, really wonderful. So the latest programmable artwork from him marks the 8th time he's minted on our platform, and it's quite a deviation from his usual fare. Programmable Hodlum is our first async poker game where the ever-changing dealer's hand will also prompt players 1 and 2 to change their layers to get the best possible combination. So, this is exactly what you would expect it to be. Starting at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on this Saturday, February 20th, Async's going to be hosting a live online Texas Hodlum in our Discord. The way to buy in a seat at the six-man table is to be one of the highest bidders on any one of the layers or masters of this piece. And bidders will have to present and able to identify themselves in our Discord in the hashtag general channel. So if you do want to be a part of this game, I highly, highly recommend it. I think it's going to be really interesting to see. and we've already seen several of these gamified async art pieces that have just done a really that have just been so interesting and so different. Nothing like what we've ever seen before. So do check it out, folks. I think this is a really interesting game, and tune in for sure to our Twitter. I'm sure we're going to be tweeting about it a lot. On that note, the next couple of pieces I should mention are gamified pieces. These are things that this is sort of a theme that we're exploring and that we're sort of developing. It's quite a new feature that we're doing, and so far it's been so interesting, and I'll tell you why in just a minute. But it just it's so wonderful to be able. It's so wonderful to be able to like not only observe the art, but also to be able to interact with the other people that control it. We've written about this before, actually, like this entire community aspect of this art, and of how programmable art sort of presents itself. So do check it out. Let us know what you think, and tune in on Saturday, February 20th at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. To be a part of it, and we'll see you there. All right, we got two pieces left. The second to last piece is called Chess and Addicts, and I think the next two pieces are chess, and I think this is sort of a repeating concept because we've seen the recent popularity of the Queen's Gambit. It's no surprise that we've seen more chess-themed pieces on our platform. However, for Mihak Jain, the creator of our first chess piece on Async, chess has always been a big part of her life. In fact, she has been competing professionally in chess since she was 11 years old and was selected for the World Women Amateur Championship 2 years ago, which is a pretty spectacular achievement. Well known to all chess players. So, what better way to pay homage to a sport than to immortalize the spirit of chess and competition in an async art piece? In this artwork, Jane placed many different types of players: the young, the old, the non-human, celebrities, and even death itself, as you can see right here. The love for a game can span generations, time, and even the metaphysical, because the human element is so crucial here. And that's what you see, even people that have sort of been a part of this and played it for a very long time. It's something that's meaningful because it encourages human interaction between two people. So the background venue, the spectators who watch a match play out, and the master are the only available pieces up for auction, as all of the other layers have actually previously sold. So do take a look at this. Check this out. The auction is ending in 2 days. Take a look at it, and it's a really interesting piece. The other thing I will just say is it's so interesting. Like if you go on Mihak Jain on the Async blog, you'll actually be able to see Mihak Jain sort of post about this and do her own explanation of what the piece is. So do take a look at it and check out her blog post because it goes into much more detail about this work than normal. All right, and that lands us on the last piece, which is called Cosmic Chess. And many of you will probably recognize Cosmic Chess because George Boya and several other async players have been playing this game for the last week or so on Twitter. So George Boya's customized chess set has been months in the making. Our community constructed a layer editor just so new layer owners can easily move their pieces like an online chessboard and see it replicated on the beautiful artwork. Each chess piece is movable, and we've invited our community to come play around before we auction our collective labor of love on Saturday. So it's an ongoing game, and the community is a part of it. Cosmic Chess is a purely gamified piece of programmable artwork that also doubles as a virtual chess set. So, in fact, when you think harder on it, this chessboard, number one, cannot be lost. It cannot be damaged. When one layer owner makes a move, the entire world can watch. It can permanently save progress, and it can recall historical games. So in that sense, a virtual programmable chessboard, such as Boya's design, is very versatile, is more appealing to own than its physical counterpart. We're excited to see what its new owners will do with this latest gamified piece on our platform, and make sure you check it out. We do think it's been a pretty heated sort of discussion over the last couple of days, because we've seen like a lot of movement, a lot of people in the community sort of go through it and talk about it and play it. So with that being said, this is really a wonderful wonderful piece. We love it, and take a look at it, check it out, and if you like it a lot, then bid on it. So folks, at this point, we're sort of coming up to the end of our presentation. I do just want to make sure to say a few things. The first thing is I want to remind everyone that these auctions end in about 2 days. The other thing is the Texas Hodlum game is going to happen on the Discord. And we hope that you'll join us for that. We hope that you'll bid and take part in this. The other thing is that all of this stuff all of these artworks are ending over the next couple of days. So if you like it, make sure to make a bid. The other thing that I just want to point out to you is that if we go downstairs and we go to the front of the building, you'll be able to see some of the featured pieces and also the async classes. Now, I did classics. I did say at the beginning of this video that there are some really captivating pieces here. Ones that I think that you'll really find interesting. Things like Sovereignty by Micah Johnson, The Tribute by Murat Pak, Right Place, Right Time by Matt Kane. These are all amazing. Thank you, Ben, for subscribing. These are all really amazing works, and we hope that you'll take a moment to sort of go through them and check them out. The last thing that I'll say, folks, is if you have questions, thank you, Sandy Meows. If you have questions, make sure to follow us on Twitter, Twitter Async Art. Tweet at me at Sam Brukhman. We'd love to hear from you. We'd love to hear your thoughts, what your favorite piece was. Do give us a follow if you loved what you saw. We do these auctions on a monthly basis. And so next month, I'm sure we're going to feature even more really interesting and exciting artists. And finally, I do just want to say that next Thursday is our 1 year anniversary, and we do actually have a clubhouse happening next Thursday, which you should totally come to and celebrate our 1 year anniversary. We're going to talk about our highlights, whether that's the Christie's auction that happened, or Micah Johnson's Sovereignty, all the way up to the really exciting developments that we have going on that maybe we can't quite mention yet, but that are sort of developing and are really exciting. So with all of that, I want to give you a big shout out to the Async team, Conlon Rios, Lisa Liang, and Nate Clapp, for putting together the gallery, and for all of us on the team, including Bevan and everybody that have really pulled together for this event. I want to again give a huge thank you to Token Smart, to Rizzle, and several other folks, including Sandy Meows and Dragonate, for sort of directing audiences, and for those of you from the WIP, thank you for being here. And finally, everybody, we couldn't do these gallery viewings without you. We couldn't do it without your support and your viewership. So these artists, I'm sure, are very grateful, but I am especially grateful for you, because it's people like you that make these experiences really interesting, and it's just a joy to be able to talk about these artworks and to sort of discuss them with you and get a chance to celebrate these works with you before they go on sale and go to their respective new owners. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. There is a outside here. If you go to the back of the gallery, you will be able to see a little porch area over here, with some tables and some plants and stuff. Feel free to ask some questions. Feel free to hang out. Feel free to look through the rest of the gallery. And I know that I will be walking around for some time. Once again, Twitter, Async Art, my Twitter at Sam Brukhman. Tweet at us. Let us know what you loved. Let us know what you're going to be bidding on. Let us know what you're up to, and which pieces were your favorite. We'd love to hear from you, and we'd love to know your thoughts, and all of that. So with that, thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for being at the second monthly auction, and we will see you next month. Thanks again, everybody. See you soon.